You know that guy. Every workplace got one, that guy. The guy somehow involved in every rumor. 5 minutes before the rumor exists. Ours was named Darren, of course it was Darren. Darren knew everything, who was quitting, who was dating, who was interviewing, who was secretly unhappy, who was pretending to be happy. Information just appeared around him, nobody knew how. One morning he walked into the office and said, "Big change is coming." That's it, no details, no context, then left like some corporate fortune teller. Whole building stopped working, productivity collapsed instantly. People love information, people love mystery more. You know that guy. Every workplace got one, that guy. The guy somehow involved in every rumor. 5 minutes before the rumor exists. 3 days later, everybody had theories: promotion, layoffs, merger, management, scandal, secret expansion, alien invasion. At that point, all options remained available. Meanwhile, Darren kept walking around looking suspiciously relaxed. That's how you know somebody enjoys chaos. See, some people collect money, some people collect attention. Darren collected reactions, different currency, same addiction. Eventually I asked him directly, simple question: what's changing? He smiled and said, "Guess." Damn, that's not an answer, that's a hobby. Some people fish for compliments, Darren fishes for confusion. Then the announcement finally arrived. Everybody gathered, whole office waiting. Months of speculation, weeks of theories, historic levels of unnecessary tension. The news, new coffee machines, that's it. Coffee, different coffee, not better coffee, just different coffee. The collective disappointment was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. People looked betrayed by caffeine. Meanwhile, Darren laughing so hard he almost fell out of his chair. Turns out he knew exactly what the announcement was the entire time, and deliberately made it sound important. See, that's why I can't fully dislike him. Evil? Maybe. Petty? Absolutely. Committed to the bit, Hall of Fame level. You know that guy. Every workplace got one, that guy. The guy somehow involved in every rumor. 5 minutes before the rumor exists. Coffee was worse, which somehow made the story funnier. That's a future problem. That's what he said every single time. That's a future problem. My roommate Jake had a special talent. Not music, not sports, not business. Procrastination, elite level procrastination. The kind scouts would've noticed. Parking tickets, future problem. Dentist appointment, future problem. Tax form, future problem. One time his smoke detector beat for so long. The battery died from exhaustion, still didn't replace it. See, most people procrastinate because something's difficult. Jake procrastinated because tomorrow existed. That was enough. That's a future problem. That's what he said every single time. That's a future problem. Then came the apartment inspection, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Management sent warnings, emails, letters, reminders, a whole campaign. Jake ignored all of it naturally. Then suddenly we're standing in the living room, surrounded by boxes, laundry, random cables, and at least 3 objects nobody could identify. Now he's moving faster than I've ever seen, cleaning, sorting, sweating, panicking, talking about time management. Interesting, very interesting. The man who treated deadlines like suggestions was now giving TED Talks about preparation. Life comes at you funny. Pressure creates temporary geniuses. Inspection passed, barely, miraculously, against several laws of probability. Jake celebrated immediately, ordered food, invited people over, acted victorious, which would have been fine. Except the first thing he said was, "See, I told you it'd work out." Damn, that's the problem. Sometimes bad habits get rewarded. Now the lesson gone, the evidence gone, the growth opportunity gone, because survival keeps looking like strategy. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, watching this man learn absolutely nothing, and somehow respecting the consistency. That's a future problem. That's what he said every single time. That's a future problem. He's currently talking about buying a motorcycle. We're trying not to encourage him. She likes trouble. I like pretending I don't. That's probably why this whole thing started. Yeah. Met her through mutual friends, bad beginning. Not because of her, because everybody already had opinions. You'll love her, dangerous sentence. People only say that right before chaos arrives. Anyway, first thing she did was roast my shoes. Not flirt, not compliment, not smile. Roast hard, whole table laughing, including me. See, that's what got me. Most people try too hard to be like. She seemed completely comfortable risking it. Red quality. We spent the rest of the night arguing. Music, movies, food, everything. Somehow every disagreement made her more attractive. That's probably not a healthy pattern. She likes trouble. I like pretending I don't. That's probably why this whole thing started. Then came the messages, not romantic messages, worse, funny messages, inside joke messages, the dangerous kind. Because attraction you can identify. Laughter sneaks in through side doors. 1 minute you're sharing memes, next minute you're checking your phone, way more than necessary. I started looking forward to hearing from her. Didn't admit it, obviously. Instead I called her annoying repeatedly. Very mature behavior. She called me predictable, which somehow felt like flirting. Whole situation felt like a trap, and the annoying part, I was walking into it willingly. Some people fall in love. Some people slowly volunteer. here for it. Dinner finally happened, just us, no audience, no friends, no distractions, different games. She looked nervous, that surprised me. Up until then I thought she operated without fear. Turns out confidence got off days too good to know. Made it easier to understand, made me like a more unfortunate development. By the end of the night she asked, so are you always this difficult? I said, only around people I care about. Smooth answer, accidental answer, most honest thing I'd said all evening. We both noticed, nobody acknowledged it. She likes trouble. I like pretending I don't. That's probably why this whole thing started. Pretty sure we're both in trouble now. You smiled, that was it. No fireworks, no movie scene, no grand entrance, just that smile. And suddenly my whole week had a plot. Friend dragged me to a rooftop thing. Didn't wanna go, too many strangers, too much networking, too many people saying we should connect. Then you showed up late, half running, half laughing, apologizing to nobody in particular. Wind caught your hair, you spilled your drink almost immediately. See, it should've ruined the moment, instead it made you real. Everybody else looked rehearsed, you look human, dangerous difference. We talked about music first, then family, then stupid jobs, then worse jobs. One conversation turned into five turned into the whole night disappearing. You smiled, that was it. No fireworks, no movie scene, no grand entrance, just that smile. And suddenly my whole week had a plot. Now every random place feels loaded. Coffee shop, maybe, bookstore, maybe, grocery store, maybe. This is embarrassing, I know, I'm fully aware. Whole grown adult, successful enough, bills paid, life handled. And somehow I'm scanning crowds like a teenager in a bad romance movie. See, people talk about falling, that's accurate. Nobody says falling feels ridiculous, it does. You're basically losing an argument with your own brain every day, and losing badly. The worst part, I don't even mind. My friends noticed immediately, of course they did. Friends can smell attraction the same way sharks smell blood. Now every conversation starts with, so annoying, very annoying, also deserved. Because apparently I mention you constantly, didn't realize it, thought I was subtle. Turns out repeating somebody's name in every third story is not subtle at all. Anyway, we're getting dinner soon, could be nothing, could be something, could be the start of a great decision, could be a spectacular mistake. Honestly, I'm rooting for both. You smiled, that was it. No fireworks, no movie scene, no grand entrance, just that smile. And suddenly my whole week had a plot. We'll see where it goes. My sister said I'm competitive. Nah, that's not the word. Competitive people wanna win. I want other people to lose slightly more. Big difference. Anyway, family game night, cards, snacks, trash, talk, normal stuff. Then my nephew beat me, legit beat me, fair and square. Kids celebrated like he discovered electricity. Whole room laughing, taking pictures, making memories. Beautiful moments, should've left it there. Instead I spent the next hour treating Uno like a blood feud. See, this is why people don't invite me to things. Let me have this, just this one win, one tiny victory. That's all I'm asking. And if I gotta get unreasonable, that's unfortunate. Hey, hey. Yeah. The worst part, I knew I was being ridiculous the whole time. That's what makes it worse. If you're gonna act childish, at least believe the argument. I didn't, still argue. Started questioning rules, started requesting recounts, started reviewing previous rounds, like the league office was gonna get involved. My brother finally looked at me and said, "You're losing to a 10-year-old with dignity issues." Damn, that might be the funniest insult I've ever received. Didn't stop me though, I doubled down. Obviously once pride gets involved, logic usually clocks out early. Some lessons arrive, some lessons get escorted out by your ego. Eventually my nephew won again, then started teaching strategy to me in my own mother's house. Unacceptable, the kid had charts, plans, confidence, everything I hate in an opponent. Meanwhile, everybody else moved on, eating cake, watching TV, living normal lives, and I'm sitting there plotting a comeback that absolutely does not matter. See, that's the thing nobody tells you. Sometimes maturity isn't learning to lose, it's realizing the game ended and you're still playing. Did I realize it? Sure. Did I stop? Absolutely not. Let me have this, just this one win, one tiny victory. That's all I'm asking. And if I gotta get unreasonable, that's unfortunate. For the record, I beat him eventually. Nobody remembers that part, which feels deeply unfair.